Thank you, friends, Shabbat Shalom, and greetings to you all. This is kind of like a redo day. Now, what do you think about, and do you do anything to celebrate April Fool's Day? It's actually quite an interesting day. Now, how many of you know its history? Here's where it comes from. Believe it or not, it's believed April Fool's Day dates back to 1582, when France switched from the Julian calendar to the Gregorian calendar, as called for by the Council of Trent in 1563. And the Julian calendar, as in the Hindu calendar, the Persian calendar, and so many others, the new year began with the spring equinox around April 1st. Now, people who were slow to get the news or failed to recognize that the start of the new year had moved to January 1st and continued to celebrate it during the last week of March through April 1st, became the butt of jokes and hoaxes and were called April Fools. I guess I'm an April Fool, because this date does make sense as the start of the year, not January 1st, which otherwise was simply known as Circumcision Day. Now, isn't it amazing how we celebrate days or events without knowing where they come from or why? It's because we're celebratory. Because celebrations bring us together, my friends. They make differences smaller, they bring unification. Like when we come together to celebrate as a community, collective consciousness of seekers showing faith. Any and all faith, love. Any and all love. A true chavura, fellowship, expressing our nature of kindness, compassion, thoughts, feelings, hopes, dreams, and wishes that unites us all in this community house of spirit, Beth Ruach, sharing and bringing light, keeping fear at bay. Even though together, we're individual in our approach, each connecting in his or her or their own way. So once again, please do go ahead and invite everybody to some physically, digitally, psychically, emotionally, spiritually, any way you want to gather and share from Psalm 133, the Hine Matov. Hine Matov, Benai, Shevet Achim Gam Yai. Hine Matov, Benai, Shevet Achim Gam Yai. How good and how pleasant it is for brothers and sisters to gather. Community. 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 Together. And we support each other in this community because we spread love, goodwill, and fellowship to the world. Remember, friends, this is your setting aside a little bit of sacred time in your own sacred space to honor and converse with whoever, whatever you happen to believe in, because we all believe in something. It's a part of your kavanah, your intention that you put out to the universe. It's your goodwill. Goodwill and intention are the roots of what you control, of what you can correct. It is your intention that sets in motion everything that occurs in your lives, my friends. Let's take some time now. Let's use that intention. Send some of that goodwill, some light, some healing out to whoever you know that needs it. Healing and renewal for everyone. Flows through space, finding those in need. So send it out for those you know and for the souls and spirits of everyone you love. So think of whoever that needs healing and renewal and love, or just plain goodwill. Focus on them. Call their names. It's not just for people. It's for pets. It's for the earth. It is the healing of the world. It is the tikkun olam. It's part of our spiritual genetic makeup. We have to help heal the world. It's not something we ever complete. It is an ongoing task to be dealt with in this lifetime. It's for every lifetime. We must each do our part. We must each do what we can to improve and change our little corner of the world. So we change ourselves. We change our conditions. And thank you, Rosemary, for sending me your note. I really appreciate it. And I keep all those people in mind. And part of the healing of the world is when we send our thoughts and energy for health and renewal and goodwill for everybody. They don't have to be sick. It's for those in our hearts and our minds. Let's all send out energy for the people in need everywhere. Special thoughts and prayers for Pablito, for Tony 1 and Tony 2, for Bill, Mary, for Snoopy, Agent K, for Alana, Joseph, Aurelia, for Anne, Alex, for Dave and Mookie, for Doria, for all of our sacred animal friends everywhere, for everyone you know in need, for the whole world, for Devora. Friends, it is the kindness, the healing wishes, goodwill, and love we all send out. It just circles the world finding those in need. So thank you, each of you, for all you do, for all you care. Because the world is a world of spirit, and spirit, my friends, never dies. Me, Shabbat, Avodainu, Makor HaBracha, Limodenu. May the source of strength bless the ones before us. Help us find the courage. Make our lives a blessing. The renewal of body. The renewal of spirit. Let us say, Amen. Yishaperach. Let us all have our spirits renewed, my friends, because this is the great prayer for healing, which we call upon God to heal as He healed before. Mishaberach, may He blessed. Because all healing is a blessing. Let's all send and receive healing and renewal energy in our efforts to love, to care, to share, to grow. And I was thinking of my dear friend Fievel in Jerusalem, wonderful man with a beautiful soul. Shoshi in Los Angeles, who carries love in her heart and shares it with all who need love and who doesn't need love. And of course, the fairy godmother. We all need one. We all probably have one, even if we haven't met formally. Always there to turn that pumpkin into a coach. Now, this week and next, there are about 2 conditions that both render someone unclean. Now, it's a term you don't hear that often anymore. Now, it may be why they're usually read together. Often, meaning in normal years, meaning non-leap years, meaning 12-month, not 13-month years. This week's reading is read with next week's, and they do go hand in hand. We're now getting into what this book is really all about. It is about separation and distinction. It is about pure and impure. This week we read Tazria, she will conceive. Now this first reading is about menstruation. The second is about leprosy. Both signal impurity. Leviticus 12:2. Speak to the children of Israel, saying, a woman, when she will bear seed and give birth to a male, will be impure 7 days. She will be impure like the days of impurity of her menstruation. But if she gives birth to a female, she'll be impure twice as long, 14 days. Now, what is this saying? There can only be partial equality? Female is inherently impure? Most obvious during birth and menstruation? But it's more. See, it's not just the 14 days, because after birth, she has to be purified for 33 days if a son, and 66 if a daughter. There's a little bit of inequality there. And why is she impure? Now here's where we get another translation issue that colors the interpretation of things. You see, when her time is up, she goes and sacrifices an offense offering. The Hebrew word is chatat. And almost all English versions do not say offense offering. It is almost always translated as sin offering. I'm telling you, very few translations will say offense offering. But surely the childbearing woman has done nothing that can be called a sin. So we have this horrible creation of sin with the fact that a woman is giving birth. The state of ritual impurity imposed on her by biological circumstances makes her a potential source of violation of the sanctum, which would be an offense to the cult and its divine object. So she's instructed to present an offense offering that'll mark the completion of her period of purification. It's not because she's done something wrong, but we have created this horrible situation. Let's face it, blood is intimidating to an extremely large proportion of us. We look away when blood is drawn from ourselves or others who can't bear to watch bloody scenes in a drama, or who are distressed at the idea of contact with another person's blood, or who, like Lady Macbeth, simply associate blood with guilt. Blood is powerful, physically, symbolically, emotionally. For a woman, it's a natural part of her life from the time of puberty. It's visible each month. But for a man, it is a sign that something is wrong, and almost always associated with injury or illness. Blood creates images in our minds. When we think of sacrifices, we think of blood. Blood is the forbidden food because the life force flows through the blood, and we are warned over and over again not to eat blood. And since the story of Cain and Abel, we saw blood called out from the earth. Blood, my friends, has its own life force unlike any other. Yeah, we all need someone we can bleed on. And if you want it, baby, you can bleed on me. We all need someone we can bleed on. Yeah, yeah. And if you want it, baby, why don't you bleed on me all over? And not since we saw Jacob sneak off in the middle of the night with his family and possessions, and Rachel having taken Laban's teraphim, or household gods, have we seen the view of women being impure. That's quite a bit of the Bible. Laban would not search Rachel or her camel because she was having her period, referred to as the way of women. We've been told how blood contains the essence of life, so it's sacred. But women and blood mean impurity. This parsha is the first reference to women in reproduction since that earlier part, and it centers on impurity as a condition. We've been cast into this world of division, impure and pure. This is impure. The second half of this reading moves on to other forms of impurity under the guise of leprosy. Then next week we understand the state of impurity is about its purification and the ultimate return of those inflicted as they become purified, because we all can become purified. See, when one has a visible problem on his or her skin, a sore, a rash, discoloration, injury, a scab, allergic reaction, loss of hair because of a medical treatment, it's a special distress. It can be embarrassing, it could be frightening. One may feel ugly. One does not know how long it will last. One wonders if others are making fun or pitying or feeling disgusted. The laws in this section convey that it is not that the person has done something wrong. That is not something intrinsic in the person's behavior. Being impure because of a skin condition does not mean one has done something wrong any more than being impure because one happens to be menstruating means that one has done something wrong. The issue is that a qualified person, meaning a priest, should identify the condition. Steps should be taken to prevent it from spreading because impurity spreads like a contagion. And the afflicted person should become well and return to the community. We no longer treat these conditions through priests at the temple, but we can still learn from this to be sensitive to the added distress, embarrassment, vulnerability that are felt by those who suffer from illnesses that affect their appearance. When we see someone looks different, we segregate them. And even though the name of this disease has been misinterpreted for the past few thousand years, as this was actually not about leprosy as much as it was about skin blanching. So I wonder how an albino would be seen. And next week we see it's all about the purification and reunification to the group. You see, no matter what befalls us, we can be healed, no matter who or what. As long as there has been man on earth, we've affected the globe in every aspect of it, and I guarantee none of that necessarily in the best of ways. We've created this world of purity and impurity. It's who and what we are. We act without thought. We ruin and then realize. We strip resources and then say, oops. I always go back to Genesis 6:5. And the Lord saw that the human bad was multiplied in the earth, and every inclination of their heart's thoughts was only bad all day. Okay, we stink. We haven't changed. But we are one. We're connected to each other, to everything. As frightening as that sounds to some, to the earth, to all aspects of it, to the universe as we know it, and as it continues to expand. But we can all heal. we can be returned to the collective. So, of course, when you're in a state of impurity, the object is to make you pure again so that we can be returned and so we can affect our world. We're just finally deciding that we have affected a little more than we would have liked. But, of course, that's man and that's his ego, because it's the ego that rules. Man thinks because he rules the earth, he can do with it as he please. And if things don't change soon, he will. Oh, man has invented his doom. First step was touching the moon. Now there's a woman on my block. She just sit there as the night grows still. She says, who's gonna take away his license to kill? Yes, my friends, the world is sacred. So is everything in it. Special gratitude, light a candle, make a wish. Celebrate your life and the lives of those you love. Share your feelings with them. Live free, be free, honor your freedom, be well, be happy, be blessed. Share and honor the light and all who live in the light and continue to shine. Continue to send everybody you know goodwill and love. Pray for peace and freedom for everyone, and end to terror and hatred. Remember, friends, we're a community. We learn together, we celebrate each other, we love each other. We share this ride together, men and women equally. So let's send out love, not fear. Send out peace, harmony, goodwill, and healing to all who need it. Please do. Learn to forgive. Learn to love, including yourself. Open your hearts. Honor the relationships in your life. To those you love, that you love them. Take advantage of the time you have. Enjoy the journey. Because we take the twists and turns and the patterns that weave through the fabric of our lives in our efforts to grow, to learn, to be, to love. So please do love. Now, bless you all. Have a fantastic week. A week of love and light. A week of peace. A week of miracles. Examine your intentions. Use them to imprint your will in the universe. Remember, we set in motion all that happens in our lives, my friends, and it is our intention, our Kavanaugh, our cause, our effect. Everything's linked. As I've said, you always have time to forgive and be forgiven. You have the knowledge of what's good and bad, so acknowledge what you have done wrong to yourself, to God, and to any person you've wronged, and ask forgiveness. But do so with sincerity, accountability, vulnerability. Forgive those who've hurt you as you learn to be forgiving and compassionate, because the secret of forgiveness, compassion, and peace is in acceptance. Can you accept yourself, other people in the world just as they are? Can you accept life as it is without trying to control it? If you do, you can experience the peace that acceptance brings. So do not stop your journey. Do not stop moving towards your promised land, your home. Keep on dreaming. Keep on being, keep sharing, keep shining, keep teaching, keep spreading joy and goodwill. Do not follow fear, follow love. It's always in front of you. And remember to have faith, an unwavering adherence to principle. Just as I have faith in the principle of love and of all you. Act with purity of heart and mind, despise none, defraud none, hate none. Cherish all, honor every child of God, every creature of the earth. May all people know peace in this year. May you nurture kindness and love everywhere you go, and work to be present in the body. Expand your heart, quiet your mind, because the deepest source of your real power, it lies in your consciousness and your ability to be mindful, to be aware, to be present in all of life's circumstances. So make the most of your time in this life. Continue to touch and transform lives around you, because you're never alone. You're forever blessed and have the ability to bring blessings to everybody you meet, health, love, and renewal to everybody you come across. We're all energy. Energy cannot be destroyed, it can only be transformed. Your words are your power to transform, to love, to bless. So be generous. Bless others and bless yourself. Love with the heart, because we're all part of a greater whole. Embrace love, not fear. Forgiveness, not anger. Be there for someone, because someone will always be there for you whether you know it or not. And continue to explore faith and belief. Never accept shame as a natural state, because whatever you feel, others have felt. Whatever you've experienced, others have too. We share together. We learn together. We help each other, because we are each of us trying to find love and acceptance and support. We all have or could have that special someone in our lives, so find them. Tell them what they mean. And remember, you're never alone on your journey to your promised land. Keep forgiving those you need to forgive, and keep asking forgiveness from those you need to ask forgiveness of. And remember, even when you were caught in the throes of impurity, you can be healed and returned. Well, father, son, eldest son killed a fatted calf, called family rest. Kill that calf and call the family rest. My son was lost, but now he's found. 'Cause that's the way for us to get along. Join us for the weekly Friday virtual Sabbath services, my friends, and any of the other services that we have going on. So thank you for joining me. Have a great week. Please keep exercising forgiveness. Be thankful, be gracious, be kind, be loving, and believe in yourself and love. Continue to spread a little goodwill to the world. Never forget you are the miracle in someone else's life, and you can always be part of the group. Anytime you've been removed for whatever reason, you get to come back. Shabbat shalom and blessings to you all. Take care. Thanks. Bye.